God's design because they don't have complete control and they wiggle, and what happens? They start leaning forward a little bit, and there's two options when you lean forward. You can fall flat on your face, or what? You can take a step and that was kind of cool. And you begin to take more steps, but here's the application point for tonight. Hudson takes 3 steps, falls down. What's the response? What's the response from me as the dad? I'm going crazy, right? Yes, that's my boy. Way to go. Good job, buddy. Get up and do it again. Matthew 7 tells us that God is a better father than any of the earthly father. And so, why is it that we think when we struggle, when we lose the battle of self-control in whatever avenue we're in, that we think that God's standing back from us and saying, "Get up, what are you doing?" God celebrates the 3-4 steps we make. We fall down. Sometimes we don't want to get back up. He helps us up. We take 4, maybe 5 steps the next time. He's celebrating the steps. Okay? I don't know of any, I could be wrong, I don't know of any earthly father who their kid takes the first steps and falls and he's like, "That kid's an idiot. What are you doing?" Right? So if earthly fathers who, I cannot even come close to the love of God as a father. I feel like I'm experiencing it more now that I am a dad, but I can't even come close. And if when Hudson takes just a few dinky steps and then falls, I'm going crazy. What is God doing for us in our lives when we actively pursue Him? When we make an effort to beat these areas where historically we're dead in the water in terms of sin and losing this battle of self-control. We begin to gain victory when we view God, the Father, saying, "Good job with those 3 steps. I know you fell, but let me help you up. Let's try and do 4 this time. Let's try and do 5 next time." So pretty soon, we're walking, right? It's a process. God understands the process. He identifies Himself as a father because we can relate to that on earth. Or a mother. Someday hopefully we'll all be able to relate to that on some kind of level. I just want to leave you guys with that truth tonight, that God loves you exactly where you're at. Can you bring up the PowerPoint slide quick? You don't have to slide it over, you just have to click the button. I just want to end with a quote quick, and then we'll wrap up and pray. Okay, go over one. Just hit the arrow button. Okay. So what we're hoping tonight is to rest in what God has accomplished for you already in Jesus and fight temptation on the grounds that God's love for you doesn't depend on your own actions. So we need to constantly fight this temptation that we have to think that God loves us because of us, right? God loves me because I took 3 steps today. God loves me because He loves me. He doesn't love me because I do anything for Him. So that should hopefully help us in gaining victory in self-control, realizing that God's love for us is not dependent on our actions. So we could be awful at self-control, and God still loves us perfectly. We could be great at self-control. God still loves us perfectly. That should be motivated to be more self-controlled, right? Who would want to take advantage of a father who loves like that? So as we realize, as we dig into more depths of how much God loves us, that helps us gain victory in these things. Because ultimately, we know we don't need to earn anything for Him. But we want to act in response to what He's already done for us. So let me pray.